The castle is your home now, so you can go anywhere you like, except the West Wing.
What's in the West?
It's forbidden!
Beauty and the Beast fans, get ready. We've got 10 theories that make so much sense they'll change the way you see Beast and Belle from here on out. Watch until the end to find out which Disney movie Belle's favorite book is referring to.
How can you read this? There's no pictures.
Well, some people use their imagination.
A provincial time loop. Isn't it weird that no one in the village remembers that there is a castle in the forest right there next to the town? Perhaps the enchantress who put the spell on the prince also worked her magic on the nearby village. Maybe they are stuck in a time loop. Belle and Maurice seem to be unaffected by this spell. That would explain why Maurice is perceived as crazy.
I'm off to the fair!
And why Belle can saunter through the little town without looking up from her book. The prince was just a kid. If you look at the timeline in Beauty and the Beast, some things just don't add up. When the enchantress cursed the beast, she said the curse would last until his 21st year. Later, Lumiere and Cogsworth say
10 years we've been rusting.
That would make the prince just 11 years old when he was cursed. That's a pretty harsh sentence for the enchantress to carry out on a child. The Enchanted Portrait. We've established that the prince was only a child when he was cursed by the enchantress, so why was there a painting of him as a man in the castle? One fan thinks that the portrait is cursed. He believes that the painting ages alongside the beast, showing him what he would look like as a human with each passing year. So not only is the enchantress incredibly harsh, but she's also downright cruel. Beast would have to look at that portrait every year to see what a handsome young prince he could have become. A warning. Even in small French towns, bigotry is a dangerous thing. The townspeople have ostracized the beast, calling him a monster and attacking him with torches.
I say we kill the beast!
Gaston, the biggest bully in the village, is hailed as a hero amongst the villagers. Meanwhile, Beast is up in his castle all alone without a friend in the world. No wonder he lacked proper social skills. Luckily, Belle came along and showed him what true love really was. And the story of Beauty and the Beast showed the world how dangerous bigotry and hatred can be. The Rose. When you think about that magic rose from this perspective, it changes everything. One fan suggested that the rose in Beast's castle isn't wilting according to the duration of the curse. Instead, it's a countdown to Beast's ultimate demise.
What a monster.
The rose perceived that if the curse was not lifted, Beast and the servants in the castle would not survive. The rose was actually wilting in response to this doomsday for everyone in the castle. That's the reason the last petal falls when Beast takes his last breath. Then Belle's love broke the spell just in time. Belle hallucinates the whole thing. One fan theory states that Belle is actually schizophrenic and hallucinates the whole story.
Papa, do you think I'm odd?
My daughter? Odd?
The enchantress is one of Belle's personalities, trying to blow off the aristocracy. Belle was so disturbed by the state of affairs in her town that she started disassociating with people, turning them into clocks and candlesticks in her head. The magic of the castle could have all come from Belle's disturbed mind. Of course, she would make herself the hero who saves the beast. A figment of Belle's imagination. Another fan believes that Belle is not crazy, only very imaginative. It's established at the beginning of the film that Belle absolutely loves to read fairy tales. If Belle were actually forced to marry Gaston, she would have a good reason to make up a better story in her imagination. So when Belle brings home her favorite book, she injects herself into the story to escape her own reality. Then she can live happily ever after, just like in her storybooks. Chip's baby daddy. This fan theory makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Disney fan Amanda Mannon thinks that there's a reason Chip calls a teapot who is old enough to be his grandmother Mommy.
Told you she was pretty, Mama, didn't I?
Could Chip be the illegitimate son of the prince and the enchantress? That would explain why Mrs. Potts, who is too old to have a child so young, would care for Chip as if it were her own. We all know what the enchantress did to the prince. Mrs. Potts probably wanted to protect him from the beast's wrath. Gaston saved France from evil chickens. Do you ever wonder why Gaston eats 5 dozen eggs every day? Redditors have a theory about that. As a theorist puts it, during a period before we meet Belle and the story begins, France had a huge feral chicken problem. They terrorized the people of France until one young lad stepped up to defeat all the evil wild chickens. Since he was capable of consuming so many eggs, he got the chicken population in check. Sure, he developed a severe egg addiction and subsequent personality disorder, but hey, he saved France. The end of Gaston means the end of the village. If you follow the chicken hero theory, then Gaston's demise becomes a big problem for the people of the village. Who's going to eat all those eggs now that Gaston is gone? It's right there in the song, "No one eats like Gaston." So, after he falls from Beast's castle, the villagers are on their own. Hope they saved all those torches and pitchforks. Belle's favorite book. Fans believe that Belle's favorite book is actually a reference to another Disney film. When Belle is telling the owner of the bookshop about her favorite book, listen closely. It sounds a lot like another classic Disney animated film.
Far-off places, daring sword fights, magic spells, a prince in disguise.
If you like it all that much, it's yours.
Sound familiar? If you thought of Sleeping Beauty, you're right on track. It's Belle's all-time favorite fairy tale. Which fan theory is your favorite? Tell us in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the Things channel to be the first to see our latest Disney Theory videos. And give this video a big thumbs up if you like Beauty and the Beast. Thanks for watching. See you next time.